The worst it can do is come out bad.
You can delete it, put something
Yeah.
else up.
Yeah. I can delete without posting. Hi, I'm Lily Ramsden, and this is my favorite place to crochet. It's on the couch. Today we're going to be making a caterpillar. Did I lose my pattern? No, it's not the caterpillar. It's going to be the drumstick today. And I have lost the pattern. Hi, I'm Lily Ramsden. Subscribe to my channel and like my video. Today I am doing pattern 11 out of Crochet by Jenna, her new book, No So Many Amigruimi. Today we're going to be making the drumstick. Here's that photo. So, this will be the second time for me to make food. Because I'm an old woman and I don't know what children like to play with. But Jenna said drumsticks, so let's make some drumsticks. And I like to have a printed pattern so that it's easier to crochet on the couch. I don't have to have a book in my lap. Crochet dog is happy. Here she is. Okay, it says start with color B. So where am I starting the... Okay, I've read the pattern. It says we start with the bone. So we're going to need the white yarn. And when my yarn gets too tangled up to operate with, I will wrap it around a paper towel holder just to keep it together. Because y'all all had your yarn fall apart in the end. This is getting to that point, but not quite. And I use my husband's boots to hold my yarn. Keeps them upright. Yeah, I'm using up some of my old yarn so that I can buy new. Forgot to turn the lights on too. Practice on the pan that it's white. I have everything around me that I need. Crochet hooks, scissors, pins, everything's in that cup right there that a friend gave me for Christmas or my birthday. See that big M? I actually go by Marie, but my first name is Lily. So that's why I named my YouTube Lily. Okay, 6 single crochet in a magic ring. We'll just start with the wrong color. Lord, I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to edit today. So first we make a magic ring, and as normal it's what, 6 and 12. And now you need to draw the circle up in your magic ring. So pull this yarn tail. If you get it good, it'll actually squeak for you. That's when you know you've got it tight enough and it's not going to come back out. And now I need a stitch marker. Well, let's just cut me a purple piece off. I use yarn stitch markers so I always know what round I'm on. And I put it on the last single crochet of the round. You gonna strum your guitar for me, baby? Well, I'm not talking.
I'm reading.
Okay, increase. My husband's taking guitar lessons. He wants to learn how to play guitar. He took his first private lesson yesterday. He took a lesson on YouTube a couple of days ago, and he can sing Axl Rose's song, Every Rose Has Its Thorn now. So maybe we'll get him to play for us later. And then he can fill in my gaps here when I'm not talking. Because it's hard to talk in crochet. That's all there is to it. Not let's just single crochet around. Okay, work even. And if you're working even, that means that you're not increasing, and this is where your crochet starts to turn up. But, well, turn under really, because it wants to turn under, and we want to turn it up because we don't want to get our crochet inside out. So I just pinch my crochet so that it'll stay up. And I'll show you this beginning cup when I get this row finished. And this is going to be his bone on the end of his drumstick. See how it's turning up now? And I stick my finished pieces to the couch. That way I can't lose them. And then we make another one just like it. And then we'll crochet these two together. Everything on this pattern is no show. Pull that magic ring tight. Add a stitch marker. And we're sewing our tail end in so that we don't have to weave it in later. That's a bonus. Now we work even for a round. Okay, we've done 3 single crochets, and that's about the time it starts to turn under. Well, I guess I could show y'all that. See how it turns under? And if you're not careful, you have to turn it back. Well, don't know where that knot came from, but we'll work it in. Oh, that worked in perfect. It's on the back side. And I usually use a couple of these little ponytail holders as tension rings. That one was too big. Let's get this one back out. Okay, fits. And see what I was talking about by it wants to curl under? That's the back side. And this is our front side. So we poke the right side out. Now we need to decrease a little. Okay, now we join our bones back together. And what does this say? 1 single crochet directly into the first stitch of part 1 of the bone. So now both pieces are connected. Then continue crocheting around part 1. Continue crocheting into part 2. Okay, that's easy enough. do a slip stitch in this and pull the tail in back through. And anchor it. Okay, hold these 2 stitches tight now, or it's going to, well, okay, to join the ends, you have your yarn on your hook. You go through, I use the last stitch, and single crochet into it, and see how that's tight and they're now joined together. So now I crochet around this entire bone, and then we'll meet up to the second bone and we'll crochet it in. But it's just a simple single crochet around into all the single crochets previously. I think I did that backwards. Let's try this again and see what I did wrong. Okay, let's try it again. So there, I showed you how easy it is to sew in incorrectly. But I got it backwards because when we crochet around this leg, we should end on the back side. Back here. So let's try it again, see if we got it right. Okay, I'm supposed to start crocheting in this stitch. First stitch of the second leg. Now let's see if we have the correct number of stitches. We're supposed to have 16. Yes, 16. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So let's add a stitch right here to make that 16. And then I move my stitch marker over to stitch 16. Okay, now we work even. And now we have a decrease row. And this is not a tutorial. You're going to have to buy the book, because it's called Theft of Intellectual Property if you give away somebody else's pattern. And that is, if it's bad enough, that could be a jailable offense, and you can go to prison. So don't steal anybody's property and claim it as your own. Now you can learn from other crocheters and incorporate that little piece into your own patterns, or just to use somebody else's pattern and change a little bit to make it easier for you to crochet. And we're going around a curve, so sometimes when it's this tiny stitches, it gets hard to work with. I can work with 5 easily. This is going to turn out bigger than that. It's just that it's hard to hold on to. I usually put my finger inside the hole so that I can crochet around my finger. And now we need to start stuffing our little bones here. And we have no stuffing. I guess we left it in the office yesterday. I usually keep a bag of it right here beside the couch. Just poke the stuffing in with your little finger, because this is going to be tight down here. Or you can poke it in with the back of your crochet hook. Okay, we haven't had anything to drink in about 30 minutes. So it's now time to take a drink of our water or our coffee. Yes, this is Marie's coffee. I think today is New Orleans by Community. And then we work even for a few rows. there's another knot. Okay, when did we change colors? Now, to change colors, you don't finish the last single crochet. You just pull up these 2 loops and you go over here and find the end of your second color. It's got to be around here somewhere. Pick it up. We can cut the white yarn now because we don't need it anymore. And just get a loop on our hook, pull through, and we just changed colors. It's just that easy. And don't pull too hard or you'll undo it. So the next round is we work even again. And I'm sewing in these tails. I'm just crocheting right over them. And now we need to stuff this again. With something this small, you don't need to get too much further without stuffing it, because if it gets, oh, excuse me, if it gets too long, or it's hard to go back and stuff. Well, I was just going to ask if the mail had run, but just because I get up at 5:30 in the morning and start crocheting doesn't mean everybody's up at this time of day. Get the white out of our way. Okay, we need another stitch marker. This green is a good color. And change to different colors as you're crocheting. It'll help you keep up with the tens. Because that's when I change color. It's when I complete 10 rows, and then the 11th row I put a different colored stitch marker in. And continue with that. And the same with 21. I'll change stitch marker colors again. Okay, and now we increase. Move your stitch marker up. And then we increase again. Another increase row. now we work even for a row. And see how it's finally getting bigger with all of our increases? We'll have a chicken leg soon. And I need to let the cat in before she closes the door down. Put your tools up, or when you come back you won't know where they are. I'm back. Okay, now we increase some more. Increase. And increase. 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 And increase. Move your stitch marker up. And there as you see, I have 16 rows. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 2, 4, 6 to make 16. And now we work even some more. And we're at the fattest part of our pattern now. So this is going to take a little bit of yarn, but not much, because this is mini amigurumi. And with mini amigurumi, there's usually no such thing as yarn scraps. Because you see this and this, well, I still make stuff out of that. I'm making a court jester with the gold, green, and purple, because Fat Tuesday is March the 4th, and that's just 4 days away. Tomorrow's March the 1st. So last year for Mardi Gras, since I hadn't been back crocheting but since about the middle of December of 23, I had bought some patterns. And you know sometimes how they show that little tiny picture and then the rest, the pattern? Well, okay, I thought it was going to be small. Well, it didn't. Should have known when his feet were bigger than mine that he was going to be huge. But I just kept on making him. I bought the pattern, I was going to make it. It was expensive. So, 3 weeks later of constantly working on him, he's 3 feet tall, and he's big. So this year, just in the nick of time, it's either Red Mills Crochet or Rosalie Toys that has this pattern. It's a gesture sprite, and I can't remember his name, but he's turning out cute. And we're still just working even. This is our fat part, and soon we'll start decreasing. Let's see, that says through row 246. Wow. So we just continue to crochet around for a few more rows. It's time to go back and stuff. He's getting a little deep, but at this point there's not anything to hold his stuffing in. Now when you start decreasing, it will hold your stuffing in. So right now it might just fall out. So getting back to the mailbox story, I've been up since 5:30 this morning, and the mail runs at 10. And I didn't realize it was still so early. It's still just 8 o'clock. So they won't be running for a couple of hours. And when the mail comes in, if there's any bills, I pay them immediately. And then the rest of it's junk, or either a statement from a doctor's visit or the results from lab work. My husband and I are both retired, so our favorite thing to do is sit on the couch and watch TV shows. Will Trent, Longmire, Major Crimes, NCIS, and then of course there's hundreds of others that we watch also. And right now, since this is the end of the season, we're waiting for episodes to be released every week. Oh, and we cut the cable years ago, so we stream now. It's a lot cheaper and you can get more content. You can start it when you want. You can end it when you want. And we're getting rid of Netflix. They sent me, or I guess they sent everybody, a text saying they were going to increase our rates. So I went over to the computer to cancel Netflix. They'd already charged me for this month. So we're keeping it for a few more days. No need to get rid of it since we've already paid for it. But we will be getting rid of it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Seems like this just happened last week. But I was already getting concerned about your prices because they just keep going up and up and up. Okay, that has completed another 10 rows. We move our stitch marker up and see how easy that is to count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And now I'm going to need a new stitch marker. I don't have much yellow, do I? Let's get what? I guess I lost all my stitch markers. Oh, this white will do. I'm low on those 3. And I really don't want to buy any more yarn because that's the yarn, or these 2 are the yarns that I'm getting rid of. This is the yarn that feels the best to me. So for 24, I sewed with pretty much Red Heart and whatever mainstays, if they had a color I liked. So we've got our stitch marker ready. I think we start decreasing now. And we do. Okay, and decrease. Okay, it's time for something to drink. And decrease. And decrease. And I drop my stitches. So let's try this again. Decrease. It's starting to tangle up on itself. And this feels like we're going to get it's going to barf its guts out. There we go, it did. But not by too much. Add my stitch marker. And we can start adding some stuffing now. And see these huge globs here? They irritate me. So I pull them apart so it's just not clumps of strands. And then I think this is another decrease row. I'm not sure, I haven't read ahead. But usually once we start decreasing, it'll be another work even or decrease. Well, we're almost finished. We don't have but 24 rows and we're on 22. Decrease. decrease, decrease, decrease. Move your stitch marker up. And this is another decrease row. And I guess this next row is our final decrease. Okay, let's start stuffing him again because it's going to get too tight for us to stuff in just a few seconds here. Okay, stuff him tight enough that he's fluffy without being overstuffed. Overstuffed, you can see the stuffing coming through. So there's just a little fine line of just enough and too much. And again, also not enough. If it's not enough, he's gonna be really squishy. Okay, still feels like I've got a void right here. Okay, we can add a little bit more stuffing when we finish here. So this is our last decrease. So there's no need to move the stitch marker up because it will just be in our way. So now we cut us a little bit of a tail so we can sew the drumstick closed. And do we need a little more stuffing? And we just take our tapestry needle and sew these last 6 crochets together, and then we're going to pull our string just like we did for the magic ring to pull it tight, and it will close this opening up. Okay, and I like to put my finger on it. I don't know, it's just something I do. I guess it's to hold it good. And then now I like to sew it in just a little bit. And we look around to see if we have any holes, because holes in amigurumi is not good. But no one else has told me this. You can go back and sew them closed. There's one down there on the white, but since it's white, that won't be noticeable. So we just continue to sew our yarn through. Now we're sewing through the stuffing, and that will keep it done. Make sure you're not pulling it too tight, or there'll be a indentation there. Go back through the same hole. And this should be the last time we have to go through. that out because that was too tight. And this is too much, so we're just going to stuff it in. Let's do it with the scissors. You can poke things through with the scissors too. And no, it doesn't cut it. And I'm really using like child safety scissors. They don't have a point on them. It's just enough to poke in. So now we put all our tools back up. Pull our stitch markers out. Put them over here to use for later. And look back to see if we need to sew on a face. Well, I don't see a face on him. So here we go. There's our chicken leg, number 11. Doesn't he look good enough to eat? Yeah, that's a cute little toy here. I'm Lily Marie Ramsden. Subscribe to my channel and like this video. And I'll give you a second there to find your buttons, because as soon as they say subscribe to my channel and I haven't, I'm looking for the button, can't find it, the video goes off. So here's a little bit of time to subscribe and like. I'm Lily Ramsden. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.